at the end of the book, you give each president that you covered a report card. Overall, President Bill Clinton received a B+ on race. George W. Bush received a C-. Barack Obama received a B+. I want to briefly go through and talk about it because I guess I'll start with the lowest grade, and that's George Bush, President George Bush. You gave him an F on domestic outreach, Katrina, and then a D on jobs and unemployment as a result of the recession. I do want to ask in terms of Katrina, and you talk about this a little bit in the book, President Bush's view that the state should have handled that before the federal states' rights, that the state should have handled it before the federal government got involved. Is it fair to say and to give him a grade on Katrina when it wasn't really for him an issue of race, but it was an issue of respecting the powers in the state?
And that's a very, very good question, Jamie. I'm glad you asked that. No one has ever asked me like that. You're absolutely right, but at a certain point, when do you say when? You know, that's the question. When he flew over Katrina and saw the devastation, saw the floodwaters, and he was actually gripped himself by it. I mean, I traveled with the First Lady.
On the anniversary, right?
Yeah, on the anniversary, and not only that, after Katrina, I traveled with the First Lady down there to see the devastation. But when do you say when? And when people die in this country, and people are feeling hopeless, like their country has walked away from them, what do you do? And it's sad that in this country there was a sense of hopelessness, and people were scared. People died, and that deserved an F, and that brought his grade down. And it's unfortunate that Katrina happened the way it did. And there was a fight between the mayor and the governor. And then here you have the White House sitting and wringing their hands and trying to figure out what's going on. It was a calamity of major proportion on all sides. And at that time, I really believe, when do you say when? It's now time for us to come in, or something had to happen. And I mean, scores of people died, and that in this country, in the United States of America. So that is the main reason for the F, and people felt disenfranchised from the country.
So what do you think he should have done? In order to get a better grade, if the parallel is drawn between Katrina and race, what do you think President Bush should have done to receive a better grade?
I can say this, I'm not president, I don't know all of the arsenal that he could have used, but I could say this, as president, the buck stops with him.